won't cross. There are bridges burned at your own loss. There are names you'll never speak aloud. I have walked where the clouds are not a shroud. You don't see the cracks the way I do. The floor is whole, but the floor is never true. Don't forgive me for the shape I'm in. Nothing broken, still you'll never begin. These are things you can't erase. We are part of a silent design. Why the hunger of the tooth and the vine? Endless fire that the angels breathe. Mountains rising where the faithful seethe. The spiral path through the thorn and briar, down into the kingdom of the lost and dire. The serpent was the keeper of the gate before they wrote the story of the hate. Free your shadow, let it fall. Give your blood to the nothing call. Keep your reasons, keep your creed. All I plant is a dying seed. We are old. We are We are blinded by the violet flame. We collect our curses, whisper every name. The bridge of silence hangs above us all, and every prayer is just a broken wall. Others wait for the turning of the wheel. Use your silence, use the way you feel. Time will catch you in the open field, and every harvest is the one you yield. We are orphans of a forgotten hand. We are pilgrims in a burned and barren land. We are mirrors of the hallowed host. In the labyrinth, the one who trusts the most. Free your shadow, let it fall. Give your blood to the nothing call. Keep your reasons, keep your creed. All I plant is a dying seed. The serpent's hour is neither dark nor light. It only watches from the edge of sight. And when you ask which way the river flows, it answers with the silence that it knows. that cause the blade. Too many masks you wear, too many debts unpaid. So many march with banners, so many march in chains. Don't know how many fall before the morning rains. A creed that speaks of mercy, or a creed that thirsts for blood. A heart that beats for justice, or a heart that loves the flood. A shepherd or a butcher, a prophet or a fraud, or one who prays to any god, who answers with a sword. They raise their hands to heaven, they raise their rifles high. Their reasons twist like smoke beneath a wounded sky. And if there is a judge who sits upon a throne, he must be blind or silent or as guilty as our own. But I don't know. Sometimes it seems the devil is the only one who sings. It brings us songs of glory, it brings us fields of ash. You know devotion has a heavy ledger and a lash. Tell me now what truth is, tell me now what grace is, tell me now what fury, then tell me what forgiveness. And as they dig for answers in the rubble and the clay, they find the same old scriptures that they threw in yesterday. And as the echoes rattle through the valleys and the peaks, a child picks up a stone and another century leaks. Because of all the lessons you'd think the world would learn, but still the candles flicker, still the pyres burn. Somewhere a father kneels above a foreign stone. Meanwhile the rain keeps falling and the bell remains alone. Tell me why, tell me why. Tell me now what truth is, tell me now what grace is, tell me now what fury, then tell me what forgiveness. Tell me now what truth is, tell me now what grace is, tell me now what fury, then tell me what forgiveness. He carried every burden, he fell beneath the cross to save a race that never counted what it lost. It wasn't meant to bury the living in the past. Tell me why the shadow lasts. the sky of lead. The river spoke the name of the dead. My hands were empty, my feet were sore. I had been here once before. The mountain whispered in a tongue I knew. Follow the shadow, but not its hue. I climbed for days on a crumbling stair and found no one waiting there. This is the hollow crown I wear. This is the cross of empty air. I asked for truth, they gave me lead, and a pillow full of dreams unsaid. The bells of the valley called me down. I traded my sorrow for a dusty gown. The congregation sang of grace, but I saw only the empty space. A woman offered me a glass of rain. Drink, she said, and forget your name. I drank and fell through a frozen light into the arms of a second night. This is the hollow crown I wear. This is the cross of empty air. I asked for truth, they gave me lead, and a pillow full of dreams unsaid. Only echoes and tired stones. Kneel, he said, to the throne of dust, but kneeling turns the brave to rust. I left my crown upon the peak. The wind took it in a single streak. Now I walk without a name through the valley where the endings came. This is the hollow crown I bear. This is the weight of empty air. No God, no ghost, no guiding hand, just the silence and the sand. The columns march through frozen mud, a flag held high but soaked in blood. The drummers keep the old-time beat, while widows sew the winding sheet. I asked the captain where we stand. He pointed to the promised land, a mile beyond that broken spire, where every breath becomes a pyre. Carry the standard through the smoke, cut the rope before you choke. The kings all drink from golden cups, while the reaper counts our rising dust. The chaplain chaplain whispered, "Fear the grave." But I have seen what nothing saves: a row of teeth, a hollow eye, a prayer that never learned to fly. The horses sleep upon their feet, the cannons rest in sour defeat, and somewhere in the rain-soaked wire, a boy still holds his dying fire. Carry the standard through the smoke, cut the rope before you choke. The kings all drink from golden cups, while the reaper counts a rising dawn. The sun rose pale on All Saints' Day, but no bells rang, no monks would pray. Only the wind through shattered glass, and the slow parade of the frozen grass. They gave us medals made from rust, and told us men become their trust. But trust is just a coin they lend to buy a soldier with no end. I buried my shadow in foreign clay, tore my name from the book of days. If heaven watches, it turned away. On the morning the standard caught the flame. The standard through the smoke, cut the rope before you choke. No king, no god, no golden cup, just the reaper counting, the reaper counting, the reaper counting us up. A stranger's face who wears my skin but knows my place. I dug a well to find the truth, but drew up nothing but my youth. The bucket swings on rusty chain, and every echo speaks my name. near the fire, but I have walked through my own fire. The only hell I've come to know is waking up and moving slow. The scales don't tip for what I own, they tip for every seed I've sown, for every hand I did not hold, for every secret left uncalled. On the unseen scale of days, who will measure what I gave? Not in glory, not in gold, but in the story left untold. The hourglass has cracked its seam, the sand now falls through a broken dream. But time has never been my friend, it only waits to see the end. And when the final breath departs to leave the temple of these parts, I will not ask for heaven's gate, just let me recognize my fate. On the unseen scale of days, no one hears the silent praise. Not in thunder, not in flame, just the whisper of my name. The field is flat, the sky is low, the chaplain's horse has nowhere to go. He holds a Bible stained with mud and prays for quiet in his blood. I asked him once what lies beyond. He pointed to the shell-shocked pond, the same reflection, cracked and gray, just darker than it was today. And the cross is deaf, the cross is blind, it does not hear the left behind. It only leans against the wind and watches where the bones begin. The major writes his final note. Forgive the bullet, praise the coat. I led my men to frozen hell. They followed, and I follow still. We found him kneeling in the wire, his frozen fingers clutching fire. Not flame, but frost that bit his skin. A prayer that never made it in. And the cross is deaf, the cross is blind. The broken steeple cannot sing. the joke. What joke? The one where God is dead, but someone carved him in the lead, and every bullet that we load carries his image down the road. No absolution, no retreat, just frozen earth beneath my feet. I carry nothing but the sound of men who never left the ground. The cross is deaf, the cross is blind. It buried us, but not our kind. We rise in every patch of mud and sign our names in rust and blood. No end. The stones were cold beneath my feet. I met a man who called me friend, then watched him vanish in the heat. The sky above was shut and sealed. No bird, no cloud, no sign of grace. I tried to find what I had healed, but only scars remained in place. And the hollow prayer still hangs in air. No one listens, no one cares. I kneel alone on splintered ground. The silence is the only sound. I built a house inside my mind. The roof was doubt, the walls were time. I left the key for fate to find, but fate was blind and so was mine. The mirror shows a stranger's face, with eyes that ask, what did you save? I came to lead, I stayed to chase, a ghost I dug in shallow grave. And the hollow prayer still hangs in air. No one listens, no one cares. I kneel alone on splintered ground. The silence is the only sound. For no one's sin, the wax is tears I cannot cry. I keep the door that locks within, and throw away the question, why? No trumpet, no parade, no throne, just the echo of a broken bone. Not in the flesh, but in the will, the wound that time can never kill. And the hollow prayer still hangs in air. No one listens, no one cares. I rise alone on splintered ground. The silence is the only crown. Hey. Engines turn beneath a blood-red moon. We steam toward the mouth of no return. The captain's Bible's got a bullet hole, and every boy here has a frozen soul. I left my father standing in the rain. He shook my hand like he'd never see me again. My mother's whisper still inside my ear. Come back alive, my son, not a hero here. And the sea is wide, but the grave is deep. The promises we made we cannot keep. We sail for honor, we sail for spite, and the only true God is the coming night. Screamed at 4:30, a flash of light and then the roar. The water rose and took the steel. I held a friend who forgot how to feel. And the sea is wide, but the grave is deep. The promises we made we cannot keep. We sail for honor, we sail for spite, and the only true God is the coming night. The lifeboat drifted for 9 whole days. The sharks drew circles in the haze. They picked us off one by one by one. Now I'm the only one who sees the sun. They'll pin a medal above my heart and tear the story out of me. But the real war ended when the dark went cold and the other half of me is in the sea. And the sea is wide, but the grave is deep. The promises we made we could not keep. We sail for nothing but empty light, and the only true God was the coming night. The road, oh, the cross is where the ravens lean and wonder where the end begins. I walked through fields where the poppies grow, beneath a sky the color of lead. The silence tells me what I need to know. The living envy, not the dead. And the rain keeps falling on no man's land, where the ghosts still wait for a command. I hear the voice but I don't understand, just the longest echo of a distant band. The letter came on a yellow page, a photograph of a younger me. Before the iron and the blinded rage, before I learned what I could not be. And the captain says, hold the line, but the captain died in 45. Now the order comes from the other side, and the living go where the dead still hide. I rest my back on a shattered wall. I count the names that I can recall. Some were nothing, some were all. Now we're just footsteps in the fall. Don't you tell me about glory. Don't you tell me about the fight. I was there when the morning broke, and there was nothing holy in that light.